How you doing? Bobby Dirkens here. If you're brand new here and you're like, who is this idiot? First of all, thank you. This idiot has procreated a couple of times, but anyway. I'm Bobby Dirkens. Hits over just to let you know, it helps my little old channel out. I ain't nobody over here. Dangling around is a subscribe button, and right below that is a notifications button. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Who cares? But this is really my reaction to the scores of college football for this weekend. I'm going to start off, and by the way, I've already done this. If you don't know this, you need to go watch another video of mine where I really talk a lot of mad trash to Miami fans. Because leading up to this week, for some reason, Miami hit their head hard enough to believe that they are actually back. And Clemson played a poor game and still beat them by 25 points. Vegas called for 14. We bested that. So, Miami fans, while you're still doing this sign and talk about emotion and everything, you need to rethink basically everything. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But Clemson wins the ball game 42-17. All right, so there we go from there. If you're brand new here, welcome to the Bobby Dirkens channel. Normally I'm not so calm, but normally I'm not doing a video at almost 1 a.m. Make yourself at home. Just please don't think that you can use me as a tax write-off. You're lying to yourself if you are. Tiger Raven, she's nosy on in here. She's just like wandering around as if she's sitting over in the corner. Thank you, Tiger Raven, for showing up. Let's talk about some of the ball games today. Now, I'm a little tired. I should probably go lay down beside my sexy hot wife, but I want to do this. This proves that I am the public servant that most people think I'm not. So Clemson comes in, they beat the crap out. Tiger Raven says, I'm a man. I'm sorry, Tiger Raven. You're a man. At least you can stand and pee. That's a good thing. You know, it gives you options. You can pull over on the side of the interstate and take a leak. And I appreciate that about you. So I'm sorry. So, Clemson wins 42-17. Everybody, if you've been paying attention to this, if you're a Clemson fan, you have been told how great Miami is. Miami has become so bad, they think the average is great. Just letting you know. Actually, Virginia played us better than Miami did. Just laying that out there for you. But Clemson wins 42-17. 25-point win. Be quite honest with you, Clemson was not on their A game. They could have beat Miami by another 14 to 21 points, but they didn't. But we still beat you by 25, and Vegas called for 14, so we'll call that. Next game up, Alabama was playing at Ole Miss. Alabama did win this game 63-48, but hey, let's be honest with ourselves. Old Lane gave he gave his former boss a lot of headaches. Normally, Alabama doesn't have to score 63 to win a ball game. So there we go. Ole Miss comes in. You give Lane Kiffin a couple of years there at Ole Miss, and they could really do some damage. They just need to get a defense. But first year, let's be patient with them. Next up, Florida plays at Texas A&M. Everybody's talking about Florida. Everybody's talking about Trask. Everybody's talking about how great they are. And guess what happens? Florida loses. Texas A&M, a team who I don't believe that much in, goes in and beats them 41-38. There we go. Next game, Florida State, one of the worst teams in the country. I can't believe I'm even saying that. I mean, even my mouth doesn't want to move in that way to say they're one of the worst teams in the country, because the majority of my life, they've been one of the best teams in the country. Florida State goes into Notre Dame. They lose 42-26. I'm sleepy. I can go to bed right now. Be quite honest with you, Florida State actually played better than what I expected them to do. So it makes me question if they're getting better, or if Notre Dame's just playing, lackluster football. But either way, Notre Dame wins 42-26. Next ball game up. Going to the rankings, North Carolina, number 8 North Carolina is playing number 19 Virginia Tech. Oh, forgive me. I'm about to go to sleep right now, but this is late. North Carolina won the game 56-45. Let's be honest with ourselves. It looked like North Carolina was going to run away with this thing. Kudos to VT for coming back and making it worth a game. But let's be honest with ourselves. VT did not look as good as they could be, and North Carolina needs to find a defense. I don't care if you got to go on Craigslist, Facebook, Instagram, maybe one of those weird sites that has crazy people on it. North Carolina needs to find a defense. It is crazy, but there we go. But North Carolina wins the ball game. Next up, Arkansas at Auburn. If you were a big SEC fan and you've been screaming SEC for the best, the 25 years, you've been talking to people like me, your team, these guys, doesn't play anybody, all that bunch of stuff, you really need to look at this game. Arkansas at number 13 Auburn. It really took basically a miracle for Auburn, number 13, to win this game against a team who, in the past 5 to 6 years, has been absolutely horrible. Arkansas has been the laughingstock of the SEC. Even Vanderbilt has lifted a middle finger to them. But Arkansas, Sam Pittman, at this point, as of today, October the 11th, should be offered the Coach of the Year job. And you say, well, Bobby, he hadn't won really much of anything. Why should he be? He's coaching at Arkansas. I mean, come on, y'all. Doing some really good things there. They barely lose the game. There we go. So. Next up, let me see, what's the next big game? Forget BYU, that doesn't matter. Oh, LSU. Yeah, SEC fans, where you're going, SEC. LSU lost a game to a third-tier team in Missouri. I told LSU fans that though they beat the crap out of, my boys right here, the truth is that Joe Burrow was nobody special. Nobody special until Joe Brady showed up. And I had LSU fans coming out left and right, not all of them, but the majority of them, telling me how wrong I am. You're a horrible person, you're a sore loser, and blah, blah, blah. Well, Joe goes on to the NFL, and the LSU team, which I was told we recruit well. If you're in the top 10, maybe even top 15, everybody recruits well. So drop that rhetoric. By the way, that's to you, Georgia. We know how well you recruit. Yeah, but anyway. LSU just look bad. You're horrible. Blah, blah, blah. And you lost to Missouri team. First year coach, a guy who's just hanging on for dear life. Next. Number 22, Texas plays at Oklahoma, Red River rivalry. Oklahoma wins the ball game in 4 overtimes. I watched a lot of that game. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Um, what a pissy game. It was awful. It was ridiculous. It was horrible. If you're an Oklahoma or Texas fan, if you're depressed tonight and you decide to quit pulling for football and start focusing on lacrosse or checkers or Candyland, I don't blame you. Texas Tech at Iowa State. Iowa State wins the game by 16 points. We know Matt Campbell's one of the greatest coaches to ever live. That's what y'all want us to believe. So, go just go to bed with that. Liberty beats University of Louisiana Monroe 40-7. Who cares? NC State wins the game over UVA 38-21. South Carolina, I already talked about, if I didn't already. You beat Vanderbilt by 34 points. That proves they really suck. Duke wins over Syracuse 38-24. If I'm Dino Babers, I'm looking for any and every way out of Syracuse. I don't care what I have to say or do. I just try to get out of there. Army beats the Citadel. Always surprised there. Boston College beats Pitt. I don't like Pitt. I have a bad history with Pitt. Just gonna be honest with you. A lot of their fans are very douchey. If that means anything to you. So I'm glad to see them lose. Kansas State beats TCU 21-14 off of TCU after, the big upset. And Charlotte comes up, big game over North Texas. They win 49-21. We've heard Dabo talk about the head coach at at Charlotte. I've heard he's a really, really talented guy. And heard a lot of good things about him. He takes over a Charlotte team that, how many people was flocking into Charlotte? Not that many. But he did what he did. Last year, Clemson beat the crap out of them, as they did. But Dabo pulled the dogs back, has a lot of respect for the Charlotte head coach. I think his last name's Haley. They beat North Texas by 28 points today, so congratulations to them. And then the last game, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to bed. Kentucky beats Mississippi State. The same Mississippi State, by the way, that beat Louisiana State University, LSU, the guys, defending national championship, beat them 24-2. How sulky can you be to not at least score a field goal? They beat them 24-2. KJ Costello, the transfer from Stanford, threw for 232. But Wilson from Kentucky rushed for 50 yards, blah, 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 blah. That just, any time that anyone comes on my channel and they want to talk about how strong the SEC is, you might think it's strong. To me, I think it is inconsistent. I'm just being honest. That's inconsistent. Oh, that's because we're so good. That's inconsistent. I'm sorry. If you saw that in the ACC, you would call it inconsistent. But because you're in the SEC, your mind's full of meth and you're thinking stupid stuff. It's inconsistency. Mississippi State loses by 22 points to a UK team who, I promise, with recruiting and coaching, LSU was actually better. But you just lost by 22 points to UK and you beat LSU. I can promise you, something is wrong here. Yeah. Anyway, I just saw somebody was kind enough to give me a super chat to support the channel. I had somebody complain about that recently. They went, I can't believe that you just pay attention to all this. People who reaches into their pocketbooks and they support my channel, you can't believe that I would actually focus on them. You've lost your darn mind. Who was it? Somebody just gave me a super chat and they were kind enough to do it. Let me see. Maybe I can find it up here. I'm trying to find it on my computer over here. Sorry, I just flipped that around. Well, what I'm looking at. Y'all forgive me. DP Buck 32 just gave me a $5 super chat. Said, let me read this right here. Let me go back to that. Miami fan here to take my L. Like your channel. Good luck the rest of the season. Clemson is a heck of a team. Hey, let me tell you right now. For what that person just did, that is a big deal. And let me tell you why. I have had a ton of people come on my channel who is a Miami fan and spew some of the stupidest crap in the world on me. Now, for this person to come on my channel and say, you know what, I was wrong. I love my team. I would love for them to return to dominance. But y'all did it. You handed it to us. That takes a lot of just good morals. Okay? So, I love that my team won, but I get what you're having to do. You're coming on here, you're being good people, and you're congratulating the people who won the game. So thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Thank you for donating $5. DP Buck 32. You are good people. I do appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I do wish you the best. I think that, I've said this 100 times, Miami is a sleeping giant. I don't know if it's Manny who will do it, but somebody will wake up that giant and none of us will be able to compete with it. Miami, Texas, Southern Cal, Michigan. Michigan, that's right off the top of my head. Michigan, places like that, all you have to do is hire the right coach, and all of a sudden you dominate college football and win a bunch of national championships within a 5 to 10 year period. I mean that is what it is. So it's a big deal. But congratulations to you. I know you're going to talk your trash. The big thing with Miami Hurricane football, and I've said this for days now, and everybody thinks I'm crazy. Too much emotion equals devastation. I've said that to you. I've been pulling for Clemson for my entire life. The majority of my Clemson fanship, if that makes sense, has been nothing but a bunch of letdown. Until the past 6 or 7 years. I mean, that's truthful. 6 or 7 years, other than that, it has been a mess. So I can imagine what you feel tonight. I'm glad that we won. I'm glad we beat you. But I just think that my question for Miami is, does the wheels come off tonight? After today, when you lost you lost the game you were supposed to win in a lot of your minds. And this was going to be your I'm back party. Does the wheels come off? That is a big deal to me. So anyway, let me get in here, and I'm about to go to bed, y'all. I'm serious. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to church tomorrow. DP Buck 32 says I agree. Hurricane T2Y says see you tomorrow. Congrats on the win. Hurricane T2Y, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I will be on your show tomorrow, as agreed. Win or lose. Win or lose. Clemson has been in this thing. Let me say this right here. Clemson has been in this thing for a while now. I've been pulling for my Tigers no matter what anybody believes. And I just said this just a second ago, but I'm gonna revisit it. I've been pulling for Clemson for many, many years. I didn't just start pulling for them because they started winning. I've been pulling for Clemson because they were my team. And I have been fortunate enough over the past 5 to 6 years to see them beat some world-class talent. Baker Mayfield, Tua Tagovailoa. I've seen them beat, Jalen Hurts' team. A lot of people picks at Jalen Hurts. That's a very talented individual. I've seen them lose over the years. So I don't feel bad about us winning. Just be honest with you. But the thing with Miami, and I have fun with it because that's who I am. You should have fun with it. I have fun with it. The problem that I have with Miami is that they can start to play decent and all of a sudden they're back. And I remember that time in my Clemson fanship that Clemson started to play solid and I thought they were back. And there'll be a day that I probably will be guilty of that too. But I'm going to tell you right now, Miami fans, all Miami has to do is, I'm not going to say it's not or that it is Manny Diaz. All you have to do is just hire the right person and then boom, it happens again. Miami has the talent. Miami has the recruiting. Miami has the ability to do great things. The problem is that they're not doing it. And I think that's the greatest insult. If you look at teams like Vanderbilt, Buffalo, Eastern Carolina, there's tons of teams out there. You go, there's not a snowball's chance in you know where that they do great things. And for the most part, you're right. They might have a great player come in here, come in there, but it's like a snowflake. It just happens and it goes away. Miami, there is no reason for you not to compete. Tonight, it isn't, to me, a good thing that we beat you by 25 points. I think that it makes us look back at our film and say, where did we miss? And I think for Miami, just to be honest, it makes you come back to earth and work harder. But I will say this to Miami, and I've said this past week, and though it's fun to taunt, it is true, though. Where does Miami go after tonight's loss? You didn't just get beat, you got hammered. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Your offense only scored 1 touchdown. Where do you go from tonight? Do you fold up shop and go hide? I mean, do you? Do you give up? Do you give in to your emotions because the turnover chain only come out one time tonight? I picked on the turnover chain. I think it's still tacky, but I'm just being honest with you. But that you have to have a motivation to go out and do your job, to me, is a problem. At Clemson, you go do your job, we slap you on the helmet, tell you good job, and bada bing. At Miami, we have to give you a cheap. I know somebody's told me it costs like $100,000 and it costs more than where I live and blah, 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 blah. It's a problem with Miami that you have to have emotion to associate with a win. I mean, seriously, forget this is back here. This is true for you. Your emotions will get you in trouble, folks. Go listen to whoever you want to lie to you and tell you that it's okay. Emotions will get you in trouble. Clemson used to play a lot of emotional football. That's how their last coach got fired. And Dabo Swinney became the head coach. Just letting you know that. Well, listen, I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. But it is great to have college football back. Truly, being honest, we don't miss the Big Ten. Definitely don't miss the Pac-12. I mean, what are they going to do? Wet the bed and go away? the Big Ten, we do have Ohio State, blah, 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 blah. But it has been a lot of fun. So, I'm Bobby Dirkens. If you're brand new here, do hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. If you don't, I can't stop you. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up, I'll keep showing out.